Yo, what is up with y'all, man? Hope you're doing good. And if you're new and you're a fan of the NBA, I suggest you subscribe to my NBA channel. So let's get straight into it. Before I start this video, first off, I want to say before you go ahead and click on the keyboards, this is my opinion. Alright? And I feel like I'm speaking the truth based on what I've seen. So tonight I'm here talking about OKC. If you didn't know, I am a huge supporter of OKC. Westbrook and Paul George are some of my favorite players in the NBA. And all I want them to be is successful and win a ring eventually in their careers. So for me, it's extremely frustrating to see these repetitive problems continue themselves, especially down the stretch. So if you actually watch OKC's offense during the first minute or two during the game, they have incredible ball movement and off-ball movement. And when you have those two things, that keeps the defense out of focus. It's kind of like a camera. If you constantly move and everything, the camera's going to be out of focus. And when players are constantly moving the ball, just getting switched around side to side, that makes it much easier for everyone on that team to score, especially with those three huge offensive threats on that team. And then after the first 2 or 3 minutes of the first quarter, the ball movement is basically dead. You know, they might swing the ball 2 or 3 more times throughout the game, but that's it. You're not seeing much after that. It's like the game plan is to have Russ, Melo, and PG take turns shooting the ball. And throughout the offense, it's like they run a 2-man game where only 2 or 3 people touch the ball during one possession. Their offense has no type of flow, no type of rhythm. It's like every single possession, it's either Russ, PG, Melo has the ball, and everybody gets out the way. Or they get a screen set for them and they take a mid-range jumper. And that process repeats itself throughout the game. Now, this is not all Billy Donovan's fault. It's a new team, blah blah blah, everything, I get it. But the dude gotta take a chunk of blame for this. How can you be on the sideline watching your team make the exact same mistake offensive possession after offensive possession? And I never see the dude get angry or riled up about anything either. I never see him yelling at his players at all. It's like the man is too shook to, ooh, that's a big leaf. That's tough. Anyways, it's like the man is too shook to actually scream at Russell Westbrook, Paul George, or Melo. Like, what's up, man? The dude has also made pretty questionable decisions too. Last night against the Spurs in a clutch situation, he ran a pretty good play, I'm not going to lie. But it looked like the play was set up for Alex Abrines. Why would you set up a play for Alex Abrines, a young role player at that? I don't know. And if anything, if he wants to run plays towards anyone, get anyone an open look, it's Carmelo Anthony. Because out of your big three, he was the only guy who was on that night. His offensive system is just highly suspect in my eyes, dude. And also, there's something we don't know about Billy Donovan's leadership too. The coach's job is to make adjustments and figure things out. And the dude done none of that so far. It's like the big three is out there to figure it out themselves. Now, this is a conspiracy theory of mine. I believe Billy Donovan has Westbrook, Paul George, and Melo before the game stick their hands in a bucket of glue before they go out to play. And then during halftime, they re-up and put extra glue in their hands so they make sure they got no type of ball movement at all. That's what I see. And if you watch OKC during the season, he's clearly been out-coached almost every game. But let me get off Billy Donovan's head for a quick second. Russell Westbrook. I have no idea what's going on with Russell Westbrook. He's been really inefficient this season so far. It's like all he does is chuck up mid-range shots that's clearly not going in. And if the shots aren't going in and Russell Westbrook is off that night, it's okay to be off. But you have to do something else on the court, and he doesn't do that. I would like to see Westbrook get other players more involved when he has off nights like that, especially. Or he can at least play defense. It's like he puts all his effort into driving into the lane or getting a mid-range shot, and if it's not that, then he goes for a rebound. But if you watch Westbrook, he is a lazy defender, and he's perfectly capable of playing defense. But his mindset is only to focus on like one side of the floor. If Westbrook would just focus on a defensive position and don't lag off for your man, that would take OKC to a whole nother level as a defensive team. But the blame on OKC is not on all one person. But in my opinion, I put it on Billy Donovan, Westbrook, and also it's a new team full of new players. But man, Billy Donovan is asking to be released at this point because of the lack of adjustments and bad decisions that he's made. And Westbrook is a walking brick currently, but that will be fixed soon. I wonder what Coach Billy Donovan does whenever he sits down with the team to watch film. Because it's clear that they're making the exact same mistake throughout the game. They need to get ball movement going around more. Because that gets players involved, especially role players, and that gets role players involved more. And that also puts everybody in rhythm. Instead of having several players standing around the perimeter, standing, just waiting there and watching what happens. Just saying, with ball movement, you get more out of your role players. The heavy lifters of the team get also easier looks. But this is the end of the video, man. It's just so frustrating to watch. This is just my opinion also, but this is the end of the video, man. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not tripping, am I? Nah, G, I can't be true.
What is that? What is that?
Oh, nah.
You know what I'm saying? That's tough.